Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Clyde orders the shooter to finish the job. Xander met with Sarah and Justin in the interrogation room at the Firmament. "How are you holding up?" Justin asked. "About how you'd anticipate. At least they let me out of my cell to talk to you both," Xander said. Xander asked about the Horton family. Sarah verified that the family was fine. "Thank God no bone was hurt, or worse," Xander said. "Xander, I wish that we could get you out of then, but after they set up the gun at your apartment," Justin said with a mime. Sarah apologized for not having stayed in the apartment during the police hunt. "Victoria was crying because she woke up from all the commotion, so I took her to Mom's," Sarah explained. Xander assured Sarah that she couldn't have changed effects. "Someone would have set up a way to plant that gun, whether you'd been there or not." "I'm being set up, Justin." "You do believe that, right?" Xander asked. "I not only believe it, but I am going to prove it," Justin combated. Justin said he was hopeful that Harris could explain what had happened. Sarah advised that if Harris woke up, it might not be any time soon. "Time isn't on our side, obviously. Planting that gun, that is just the morning. Whoever is out there setting me up, they are planning their coming move as we speak," Xander said. Rafe walked into the room. "I am being framed." "You have to believe me," Xander said. Xander refocused out that he'd no connection to Harris. Rafe jounced in agreement. "But I'm sure that you do have a connection to the $50,000 that was placed in your bank account this morning from an untraceable coastal account," Rafe said. Surprised, Xander stressed that he didn't know how or why the plutocrat had been transferred to him. "The why is egregious and further evidence that Xander is being framed," Justin argued. Xander argued that if he'd been involved in a crime, he'd not want to be paid directly to his particular bank account. "What about the textbooks transferred to your phone? Is it done? Or the veritably indicting fact the gun used to shoot Harris was set up in your apartment?" Rafe asked. Xander reiterated that he didn't know how the gun had ended up in his apartment. "If you have no other substantiation," Justin started. "Actually, I do. And viewer to the crime," Rafe said. Rafe explained that someone had witnessed Xander run by the bistro the night of the firing. "I exercised to clear my head." "You believe me, do not you, Sarah?" Xander asked. "Of course, I do," Sarah said. Rafe pulled a print out of an envelope and put it on the table. "That is not me. I mean, sure, that man is dressed in analogous handling clothes, but I go thousands of people have that running gear," Xander said. Justin refocused out that the print didn't show the shooter's face. "There is no way you can identify Xander as the shooter grounded on that print," Justin argued. Xander said that someone had dressed like him and also planted the gun in Xander's apartment. "Rafe, you know damn well when this important substantiation falls into place so fluently, there has to be other forces at play," Justin said. Rafe asked Xander why someone would want to frame him. "I wish I knew," Xander said. After a moment, Xander noted that a Demera could have been behind the plot. "Rafe, you should know that I lately entered a mysterious phone call. An altered voice instructed me to exclude someone. Now, I allowed. It weighs .j. Or one of the Demeros intruding with me, so I went over to the manse to defy E.J. About it," Xander said. Xander said he'd talked to Stefan rather. "Let me get this straight. You entered a phone call soliciting you for a murder for hire. And rather of going to the police, you went to the Demeros. The hell were you allowing?" Rafe asked. "I wasn't," Xander admitted. After Rafe left, Xander asked if Justin could get him out on bail since Rafe agreed that Xander had been set up. Rafe agreed to consider that you might have been set up, Justin clarified. Justin told Xander that in light of the substantiation, it would be tough to prove that Xander wasn't shamefaced. After Justin left, Sarah told Xander that she believed all the substantiation refocused to a setup. "And Rafe sees that now, too," Sarah said. Xander wondered audibly whether Rafe had pretended to be in supporter in order to get Xander to say commodity indicting. Sarah shook her head no. I eventually turned my life around with you and our precious Victoria. And I was so proud of the work I was doing at The Spectator and indeed more proud that I'd gained your trust, Xander said. Sarah promised that Xander hadn't lost her trust. Being intertwined in this terrible crime, it's just making me mistrustfulness myself each over again, Xander rumored. Why misdoubt yourself if you know that you are innocent? Sarah asked. Xander reminded Sarah that he was a trouble attraction and he always managed to make a bad choice or hurt someone he loved. I wouldn't condemn you, Sarah, if you just wanted to get down from all of this, Xander said. Xander told Sarah that he loved her. You and Victoria, you are everything to me. But I want you to be happy. I do not want you to be burdened from all the bad choices I have made. So, if you decide that you just want to take Victoria and start a new life without me, I'll understand, Xander said. There was a time when I would have believed that you were shamefaced. But the Xander that I know and love moment wouldn't risk throwing away his life with his son, Sarah said. Nor with you, Xander combated. Sarah told Xander that she'd not run down. Despite everything that we've been through, or perhaps because of everything we've been through, I do believe you now, and I trust you. And I'm with you through this entire thing. No matter what, Sarah said. Xander hugged Sarah and apologized for having gone on a run. Well, you did come back, and we did make up for some lost time, Sarah said. It was one of the stylish nights of my life. Until it turned into one of the worst, Xander said. Sarah kissed Xander's hand, and she pledged to find a way through the situation together. At the captivity, Clyde called Stefan and demanded that Stefan visit him in captivity. Last time I was there, I got in trouble with the Bobbies. Stefan said. It's not a request, my friend, Clyde said. When Stefan arrived at the captivity, he met with Clyde in the yard rather than the caller's room to keep the meetup private. I wanted to see you face to face to tell you how disappointed I'm in you. You had an order to shoot and kill. Yet Harris Michaels is still alive, Clyde said. Clyde told Stefan there would be consequences because Stefan had defied an order. I did exactly what I was ordered to do, Stefan stressed. What do you want, a gold star? For what? Dressing up as Xander Kyriakis? Transferring Michaels that bogus textbook from Ava? That is child's play. Any third grader could have done that, Clyde yelled. Stefan allowed. About how he'd ambuscaded Harris and shot him. Stefan argued that he hadn't known that Ava and Tripp would have set up Harris and saved his life. Clyde argued that Stefan should have shot Harris in the head to be sure. There is no sign that Michaels is going to wake up or indeed pull through. I did exactly what you asked me to do, Stefan said. Stefan asked Clyde if Gabby was okay. Your woman is still breathing. For now, Clyde verified. Gabby has suffered enough, Stefan said. Clyde told Stefan that if he followed orders, Gabby would be fine. Stefan asked about Tripp. He is missing. I assume you had commodity to do with that, Stefan said. However, it was only for insurance purposes, Clyde said, if I did. Clyde said that Ava was weak. Does Ava know what you need from her? Stefan asked. Well, if she doesn't, she soon will, Clyde said. Stefan admitted that Ava watched about Harris. She's mortal. She's also smart and smart. That is why she has been pious to you down the line, Stefan said. Clyde told Stefan to keep an eye on Ava and make sure she remained pious. As Stefan turned to leave, Clyde advised Stefan to make sure that Harris didn't wake up. Officer Godfrey was standing guard in Harris's room at the sanitarium as Ava goggled through the window from the hallway. Ava allowed.